Welcome to Unfoolish Investing, everybody. We are back with another episode. We are the podcast that helps you stay informed and make smart and savvy financial decisions. And guess what we're here today? An update on our last episode and our last group of shorts. It's the evening of October 14th, and the markets have just closed. SoFi Technologies update. They had an incredible day. Incredible. With the stock surging over 11% following the announcement of a major $2 billion, not $1 billion, $2 billion loan deal with Fortress Capital. What are your thoughts on that, Larry?
I mean, huge news. So for those that don't know, SoFi does have a bank charter, so they can function like a bank. They can give out loans. They could take deposits, stuff like that. The big deal with, Fortress Capital and the loan deal is that it's basically going to allow SoFi to free up their own money to use on other things and not have to have that capital tied up in an actual loan to somebody. So they're going from capital intensive, kind of lower margin business to a higher margin capital light environment. So it's going to allow them to be more flexible and basically make more money than if they did the loan origination themselves.
Yeah, I believe the CEO, Anthony Noto, emphasized some of that, that the deal will definitely allow SoFi to diversify its revenue streams. And per what you just said, focus on less capital intensive, more fee-based sources. To me, this strategic alignment is perfect with SoFi's goal to continue scaling its business while mitigating risk.
Yeah.
And we get an 11% surge. 11%.
Yeah, so we're right at $10, I think, too. We're right at $10. I feel like that's a psychological milestone for a lot of people is, either $5 or $10 share price. And when you hit that psychological barrier, you're either in or you're out.
Well, fingers crossed, Larry. Fingers crossed, because we were at that barrier December of 23.
It's true.
And we took that barrier and we went straight down. But at the same point,
yep.
Interest rates, Fed was raising rates, things were shifting and changing back then. Now, to your point, I do think that the psychological issue of hitting that $10 share might be sustainable. I'd like to see it go up a little bit more with a little pullback, but I'd like to see if we can kind of level out somewhere in this area so we're not going, and it's ahead of earnings at the end of the month.
Yeah, good points on the rate environment. I think there was a lot of questions around student loan payments. Student loans have been frozen for a long time. And, the government was canceling student loans as well. So there was a lot of macroeconomic headwinds that I think are turning into tailwinds now. So to your point, I feel like we're on much better footing than we were last year when the stock is at $10. Which to me kind of makes me think the stock should really be at like 15, given all the changes since then, but the stock's been flat. So I still think now is a good time to get in. And based on our video the other day, this is great news, even more of a reason to buy into it now, in my opinion. So yeah, great news.
Yeah, and I think Fortress Capital sees this as a compelling investment opportunity, and the reason why they went with the $2 billion, because they're truly capitalizing on SoFi's ability of referring pre-qualified borrowers to solid loan origination partners. Can't even speak to that. Which I think expands SoFi's reach while reducing that risk. And I'm like, it was it was such a big investment by Fortress.
Yeah, to your point, it's a win-win for both companies. SoFi has that money freed up, so to speak, where, they're going to move into more of the fee-based business, and Fortress gets the SoFi pipeline of customers, which are all pre-vetted, pre-qualified, probably a higher. I bet you, I don't know it. I don't know this for sure, but I bet if you look at the average SoFi customer, their credit rating is probably higher than the median, the U.S. median. So you're probably getting a higher or a more credit-worthy potential borrower in a SoFi customer.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think SoFi is, with this investment, is looking to take its loan platform to the next level. And,
Yeah.
more options. In our previous episode, we listed out a slew of different things SoFi offers. This will just amplify on it. Looking ahead at the Q3 results at the end of the month. I mean, SoFi is showing solid performance this year. Second quarter lending services were up 3% year over year. Anthony Noto has stressed that SoFi's lending products are highly profitable. And now I feel like, is the bar set too high as we go into Q3? Or do you think that now that we're above that $10 mark and we're sitting in here, we could reach that $15 mark if they blow out expectations at the end of the month? We could be looking at, if you bought it at around $8 a share, almost making 100% on that investment in less than 2 months based on Fortress's investment and Q3 results. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, certainly the momentum is in SoFi's favor here with all the, obviously the macroeconomic changes that have happened, their prior quarter results, and now this news with Fortress. They've kind of got everything running in the right direction here. I think you could see a 20% swing in either direction. If they blow it out, it could go up 20-25%. If they miss, it could go down 20-25%. I could tell you if it goes down 20-25%, I'm diving in because I feel like that's a discount, huge discount. Unless there's some sort of crazy like write down charge or something that I wouldn't expect, or they suddenly swung unprofitable again for some crazy reason. I would be piling in if it goes down.
I'd agree with that. And I'd be piling in right there with you because I think seeing it spike on just the news and the investment tells me that everyone sees this stock undervalued, sees the value in it, and maybe, just maybe, where we spoke about in our previous cast, the market wasn't sure what to make of SoFi. Maybe they're finally starting to realize that, whoa, maybe Noto and his team have figured something out. Maybe this is a legitimate business. Maybe this is the monster that a lot of people have thought it was. And I think I was looking, do we know what institutional ownership of the stock is right now? Not to bore people.
No, I feel like it's mostly retail investors.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can pull that up really quick. Drum roll, please. I think that if it's above 50%, that would be like much more positive territory than if it was under. As Larry looks at that, I just want to sum up that I really feel like SoFi's $2 billion deal with Fortress Capital is a complete game changer. The stock's 11% surge today. I feel like is just the start that investors should be excited about because it shows what's to come. They have proven their strategic growth in its lending platform, and they are more fee-based revenue streams coming in. SoFi truly is setting the stage for an amazing 5 to 10 years plus coming. So if you're not in this stock already and you're looking at a stock that could grow 5x from here easily over the next decade, look no further than SoFi. Were you able to drum up that institutional?
Yeah, so of all the shares outstanding, institutional ownership's 45%. So most of the company is technically retail investors, like individual investors.
Okay. It's a good sign. So that shows me that there's at least maybe 10% or more growth from institutions as SoFi continues to grow. And I only mention that because SoFi had an awesome day. They're going to continue to have these from time to time. And I think that when you see those pairbacks, see them as buying opportunities on Foolish Investors. Look at them. Look at where the stock was. Look at where the stock, understand that that's where the stock's going. If it comes back 20%, buy. If it comes back even 15%, I might even be adding in at those levels. Just because if Fortress is willing to put $2 billion in, why can't I put 200 in?
Yep. This is part of the set it and forget it strategy is, setting up your investments, but then having money on, at the ready to capitalize on any sort of movement that you feel is or isn't warranted. So if you think it's going to go up and it goes up, and okay, it's reached my buy point, I'm going to buy at this level. Or conversely, hey, it dropped 20% and I don't understand why, and I don't think that's warranted, then, pile in then.
Any closing thoughts?
Great news. I think we wanted to do this video as a quick follow-up to, our SoFi video from the other day. This just supports the argument. We thought it was a strong buy then. I think we've had our confidence bolstered by today's news. So still long SoFi. Let's hope it goes to 75.
I support that. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Unfoolish Investing. If you enjoyed today's insights, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review. If you have some questions or even topics you want us to cover, unfoolishinvesting@gmail.com. We'll be back soon with more analysis on the latest financial news. Until next time, stay calm, stay informed, and keep investing wisely. Well, how? Just set it
and forget it.
Amen. Till next time.